Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Indian School of Physics. So today I have come up with a new problem which is inspired from a problem of Erudov, and there the question was minimum force required to move a block on a horizontal surface, on a rough horizontal surface. So here slight modification is there for the same problem, where minimum force we have to calculate in order to move a block on an inclined plane, and it is a rough inclined plane. So here goes the statement of this problem. So as you can see it is given here that a block of mass m is placed on a fixed rough surface of inclination theta as shown in the figure. The rough plane has a coefficient of friction of mu. The block is in equilibrium when no external force is applied on the block. What is the minimum value of force F required so that block can move along the incline? Also find the orientation of the force, that is the direction of force. And another part which is given, that is mu is greater than tan theta, where theta is the angle of inclination and mu is coefficient of friction. So as you can see the diagram, there is a fixed inclined plane, and on top of that there is a block A, and there is a coefficient of friction is given, which is mu. Acceleration due to gravity is g. Now in this problem we don't know the direction as well as magnitude of this force, so which we have to calculate in this problem. So let's discuss the solution of it, and first I'll discuss the concept part related to it. Now, at the time of slipping, when we are applying force at the time of slipping, the normal reaction and the friction, they will choose values in such a way that the resultant contact force will be always making angle of this phi with the normal, which is also called as angle of friction. So as you can see here, I have written the angle between normal force and total contact force. Total contact force is the resultant of normal as well as friction. Okay, so here this phi is tan inverse of mu. So this relation will be very helpful for us. And for minimum F in such a way that block is moving, so we can definitely say that this friction is going to take its maximum value, which can be written as mu into n. Let's draw the free body diagram of this particular problem. So as you can see, the forces which are known to you, one force is mg. This will have a fixed direction and it is having a constant value. See, I should have drawn this force from the center of mass, but for the convenience of geometry and measurement of angles, I'm taking it from this point, but actually its point of application will be the center of mass of this block. Another force which will be acting on this is normal reaction and friction. Let's say at some random direction this F external is acting, which will allow this block to move. This F external is chosen in such a way that this friction reaches its maximum value. Now in this particular situation, I hope you can see this part where normal reaction and maximum value of friction, the resultant is making angle of phi. This is the same angle phi which we have defined as tan inverse of mu. Okay, so let's modify this diagram slightly. So instead of dealing with the normal reaction and maximum friction separately, I'll be replacing it with a force Fc. Here. So Fc, F external and this weight mg, these forces will be aligned in such a way that the net force on the block will be 0. So here you can see this F external, it can change in direction as well as magnitude. But with Fc, we have a fixed direction and its magnitude can change. As you can see, I have written here this Fc contact force, direction is fixed, but magnitude can change. Magnitude will change based on the value of F external. and direction is fixed because at the time of slipping, when this friction is maximum, uh, this Fc will be making a fixed angle of phi with the normal. So here now I have a vector which is for which direction also is known to me and magnitude also is known to me. Then there is another force where magnitude is unknown but direction is known to us, and the next vector we have to adjust in such a way that its magnitude is minimum. So these are the conditions. If you try to draw vector diagram here, you can see this angle also we have calculated. As you can see here, this angle is phi, this will be theta, so this angle is theta minus phi. That means line of action of Fc is making angle of phi minus theta with the line of action of mg. So here, as you can see, mg is a fixed vector, so I am drawing this vector and this is fixed for me, and I have to construct a vector triangle in such a way that this should form a closed curve, because total resultant is 0. So tail head, tail head, tail head, final vector must reach at the initial tail. Now here that this mg is having a fixed magnitude and direction, and we also know the direction of Fc. Fc is going to be along this line somewhere. We don't know how much this value will be, but we can clearly see that if we drop a perpendicular, that is going to be the minimum value of this force, external force, which we have to calculate, and this remaining part will become Fc along this line. So this problem becomes very simple. Idea here was not to use calculus, that will be slightly lengthy method, but solving by this vector triangle logic, it makes it a very simple problem, and answer comes just by few arguments. And you can see here, if you use sine of phi minus theta, that will be F minimum divided by mg. So as you can see, I have written here, therefore I'll be getting this answer as F external is equal to mg sine of phi minus theta, where phi is tan inverse of mu. So this is my answer. I hope you have liked the solution. Idea here was to avoid calculus completely. The same thing you can do for the problem which is in which block is resting on the ground and minimum force we have to calculate. We get the same answer here. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please share it with others, subscribe my channel, and give me a feedback so that I can bring a better content in future. Thank you very much.